Welcome to the DraftKings Daily Trot. I'm Jason Gilba, JGilba11. With me is Russell Clay at Russell J. Clay. Taking a look at tonight's 15-game slate. Good size one. You obviously do have cores, but there are also some other enticing options you can go with.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, look at our first matchup. We got the Phillies.
Phillies is definitely
really
one of the
exciting.
more intriguing options. Yeah.
Yeah. No. No, there are some decent options, but overall, I mean, you really want to at least take a look at that Coors game for sure.
Yeah, definitely do. Dodgers and Phillies, though. First one here, Kenta Maeda versus Vince Velasquez. Some of these guys I'm okay with, but I don't like the Dodgers pricing all that much here. Josh Reddick is really the only one that stands out to me at 3,700.
Yeah, I mean, I could see myself paying for Corey Seager, but it's not a comfortable price for what I think his production is going to be tonight. So him and Reddick, kind of the guys I'm focusing on, but more so Reddick in a viable tournament option way, you know?
Yeah, like I can't see using an Adrian Gonzalez at 47 or Grandal at 46. It's just kind of tough.
No way.
So, as far as the Phillies go, I mean, we talked about Odubel Herrera on FanDuel as a possible GPP option here. I'm not paying that price tag. Michael Franco, 3,500, though, is a little bit interesting.
I'd rather just fade it, but yeah, he's not a horrible option, I guess, in that contrarian type of way. If you're feeling some type of way. But yeah, Odubel Herrera's price is not up my alley, that's for sure.
No, it's definitely not optimal. Phillies are not an optimal situation.
They're just not an optimal franchise that make non-optimal moves.
They only won a World Series, like they won a World Series, you know.
Well, yeah, they had John Crook at one time too. It doesn't mean he's coming through that door anytime soon.
Only to eat their food.
Yeah. Actually, he might be coming through that door really soon, but yeah, not to play.
Blue Jays and Yankees next one here. Marco Estrada versus Michael Pineda. And Pineda obviously struggles in the home run department. 1.69 home runs per nine righties this season. So I'm okay in a GPP fashion using obviously a Devin Travis, a Donaldson Encarnacion. Not something I'm excited about, but ballpark, the home run proneness of Pineda, I can see using it in the GPP.
I like these prices a lot more than I did on FanDuel. So I think kind of using that perspective, I don't mind a Donaldson as a one-off or an Encarnacion as a one-off. But that's kind of going to be how I'm using them. I don't see the stack for the Blue Jays paying off tonight.
No, I don't either. And as far as the Yankees go, I mean, these are really cheap shots that you could take, cheap one-offs in. I mean, obviously McCann to share it both around the 3K mark. Even some of those back-end guys, Gary Sanchez, Judge, I mean, below 3K, I mean, Estrada's not the most perfect matchup, but I don't mind these prices as far as rolling them out for value GPP plays.
Yeah, I kind of like Estrada tonight, but again, I don't mind those back of the order sort of really cheap punts like Gary Sanchez, who's actually been paying off a little bit. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's strictly pretty much all it is. I mean, I'm not really looking to use an Ellsbury or Gardner if they're in the lineup.
No.
Red Sox and Orioles here next. This one definitely one of the more intriguing games on the slate outside of Coors. Eduardo Rodriguez, Giovanni Gallardo. Obviously, the bats are expensive here on this Boston side, but the value at Baltimore I like quite a bit here.
Yeah, I don't mind that Trumbo price at all. Same with Adam Jones. It's kind of like the same thing as FanDuel where I just don't mind these prices. I mean, I'm even willing to pay up for Manny Machado. I think this is just a good matchup for that front four. Even Scope to sort of average things out at 34. Overall, just a really solid front four there.
Yeah, definitely. I like him quite a bit. I mean, even though Baltimore doesn't have strong numbers against lefties, Rodriguez is a guy who continuously gives up the long ball. Not a consistent guy. And in that ballpark, I'm certainly okay with using the bats there.
For sure.
As far as the Sox goes, I mean, Gallardo struggles with lefties. Obviously, Ortiz comes in as an option, Bradley as well. And then we talked about the back end guys of a Sandy Leon, Benintendi, certainly options. Benintendi, I mean, 2,800 is a solid punt play.
No doubt. So Bradley's kind of the case that didn't happen on FanDuel where he's super priced up. Still worth it, but just a tournament guy for me instead of cash at that price.
Yeah, I'm with you. And then obviously, I mean, Pedroia in the midst of his hot stretch there is expensive. Bogarts is at a really nice price, even though
Yep.
he has been struggling. I'm certainly okay with using him there.
Yep, agreed. At 39, that's nice.
Yeah. Royals and Tigers, Justin Verlander versus Danny Duffy. Man, these Tigers bats are priced pretty cheaply. I mean, Kinsler's a steal here at 3,900 for what he's done against lefties this year. I know Duffy's performed well, but it's really hard for me to get away from some of these Tigers prices.
Kinsler's price is really nice. That's tough. Going to be tough to find a better second baseman, and not sort of just gravitating towards Kinsler at 39 at some point. So yeah, I definitely like that. As you mentioned, Duffy, he's been really good. I mean, we can't really deny that, but there are some nice values. I mean, even a Justin Upton at 22, like, I get it, but 22, like, that's
Mm. No, I'm with you. He's a punt play against the lefty, and obviously Upton's been complete garbage this year. There's no way around that. But if you're stacking a Coors game and you're looking to just try and get that punt play, I mean, a guy hitting six against a home run prone lefty, even though Duffy's been good, it is worth a look.
I don't know. Yeah, whatever. I'm just gonna stop talking about the Tigers, but I don't know. I just see 22, and I'm like, okay,
Yeah, you almost think, whoa, am I on FanDuel? Like, as a punt play, but
right.
JD Martinez I like quite a bit there at 3,700. I don't see myself quite using a Cabrera if he's in the lineup or Martinez, but obviously they would be in play in GPPs.
Definitely.
As far as the Royals go, I'm not really looking to use them. They're all very cheap, but I like Verlander quite a bit. I'm not really looking to pick on him.
No, not me.
White Sox and Indians next year, Corey Kluber versus Jose Quintana. The Rajai Davis price tag here against the lefty I'm not completely in love with, but it is an option. I think for me it's still just Davis, Napoli, Geyer are the three right-handers I'll take a look at.
Yeah, I don't mind a Carlos Santana at 36, but yeah, I agree. It's really just Napoli for me. That Rajai Davis kind of turns me off.
Yeah, that's the big issue. I mean, the pricing here, it's always been higher here on DraftKings with some of these Indians, and Quintana's not a perfect matchup for these guys.
Right.
So, in the White Sox, going up against Kluber, who I plan on having a ton of shares of, I'm not really looking to use any of these guys, even at their cheap price tags.
No thanks. No thanks. Tyler Saladino, you've been a good man to me of late, but not tonight.
No way. Marlins and Reds here next. Anthony Descafani, Jose Urena. Some of these prices are a little bit out of control. Basically, because of the pricing, I'm not on this game as much as I was over on FanDuel.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the takeaway. If you want to get more exposure to this game, you probably just play FanDuel. Votto at 52, Duvall at 51. I mean, and with Hamilton potentially out, it kind of loses some of the muster of this luster, I should say. Luster, not mustard.
Mustard. You got that Kruk vibe right now. He wants some mustard.
Ooh, ew.
You're not a big mustard guy?
No, I love mustard. Just thinking of John Kruk and mustard. I just got a visual of John.
Where did you go to, man?
I just pictured John Kruk like squeezing out like a whole thing of mustard and just rubbing it on his face.
Is his shirt off?
No, his shirt's on. But it's like all in his mustache and it's like falling down and it's like, ugh.
You know, I think that kind of describes the Reds tonight at these prices. I'm not completely in love with them. Obviously, Billy Hamilton, Votto, Duvall are the three options. If you were giving them a look or something, I'm okay with it. As far as the Yelich and Gordon price tag, Yelich is still in play for me in a GPP fashion, but I'm not in love with the Marlins prices here.
Yeah, and Tucker Barnhart is the last piece of mustard like hanging that's about to fall off. So... yeah, Yelich. I like Yelich. We talked about this on FanDuel. Yelich and D. Gordon. They're pricey, though. I think Yelich is worth the pay up, but overall, I mean, cash, but I'm not going to be happy about it.
The prices are Yeah, I mean, they're just a little bit out there for me, especially Gordon. Gordon's kind of the one I write off. Yelich is the one I don't mind. I'm not happy with it. I'm going to go to the store and I'm not going to get the sale price, but I'm still going to get it and walk out a little bit irritated.
Right. Normally it's buy one get one free. Not this time, but you're like,
No,
well,
no,
whatever.
I'm not getting the store brand price. I'm getting the price of,
Yeah.
the top dollar stuff.
Yeah. It's true.
Padres and Rays next year, Blake Snell versus Edwin Jackson. As far as the Rays go, I do like some of these bats quite a bit, but I'm more intrigued with the value more so than the actual pay-up options.
Yeah. Again, I think Logan Morrison's the guy we can look at, as well as Corey Dickerson. They're nice and priced down. But yeah, like you mentioned, the top of this order is pretty pricey for good reason. I mean, they've been hitting well of late. But I mean, Brad Miller, I'm still willing to pay up for that. Bad righty versus Miller, who's just been mashing righties all year. So I like that, but I think you can team him with the Morrison Dickerson group and make a nice little stack there.
Yeah, definitely. Kiermaier at a reasonable price tag and coming off a big night, I'm certainly okay with him.
Yep.
As far as the Padres go, I'm not really on any of these guys. Obviously, Will Myers is probably the only one I'll take a gander at. But outside of that, I like Snell quite a bit.
A gander.
Gander, taking a gander.
Yeah, no, I agree. Will Myers obviously always has that power, especially against lefties, but this lineup overall is just trash.
Whoa, man, digging into the Padres there.
Trash.
It's a bad lineup right now, and it's lost. It's lost against
Mustard.
lefties. No, I'm gonna go with a different word. Lost. It's lost.
I'm definitely using that going forward.
Twins and Braves next year. This one's kind of a tale of two salaries between the two sites, and I'm not quite on guys like Freddie Freeman here at 4.9. I'd rather kind of spin up to Ortiz or use some other options. Dozier 4.7 is okay for me. I'm okay more with using Dozier here on DraftKings than I was over on FanDuel.
Agreed. 42 on FanDuel was a little too much for me. But yeah, I agree on Freeman. I think we just go up to Ortiz if we're looking at that range of first baseman. He just has such a better matchup against a weaker righty that it just doesn't make sense to just pay the extra $500 or whatever it is. So
yeah, much better ballpark as well. I mean, Turner Field's one of the poorer hitting parks in baseball.
Right. And yeah, like you mentioned, Dozier, like that. Kepler, I mean, it is expensive, but we've seen this Twins team pay off against weak righties already this year.
Yeah, we definitely have it, and I don't mind them in the contrarian sense of a Kepler or Grossman. I think those are fine options.
Yeah.
Brewers and Cubs here, Jason Hamill versus Chase Anderson, and some of these prices I don't mind for the Cubs. It makes it a little bit easier to stack, like a Zobrist and Fowler. I mean, obviously, Brian Rizzo you're going to be paying up for. I like Brian quite a bit. I think he's at a loaded position tonight, obviously, but you look at Anderson and his struggles against right-handers, 2.15 runs per 9. It could be a really nice night for Bryant.
Yeah, and kind of makes – I mean, when you run through this on DK, paying down at pitching is kind of appealing here. I think, much more so than FanDuel to me. And I guess you were a little apprehensive on Fowler's price on FanDuel. You're okay with it here?
Yeah, certainly am. Much easier to kind of deploy there at a mid-range price.
Right. And, yeah, I agree, Zobrist. I think that's a four-person stack there. But at the same time, if you want to just go with those top three and maybe leave Rizzo out, that's fine with me as well.
Yeah, it definitely is. And as far as in the back end guys, I think we've kind of touched on some value that we liked already. I mean, I'm more intrigued with the Tigers' value than rolling guys like Russell or Hayward or Contreras there.
Yeah, I agree. Addison Russell for 44 isn't really the apple of my eye, to say the least.
No. As far as the Brewers go, I mean, Jonathan Villar stood out to me as a price when I first looked at this slate. I was like, obviously he's got some upside. I think he caught my eye just because of the price, not really the matchup. So I guess I'm okay with it because, I mean, you look at lefties against Hamill, they really haven't been that bad. 3.31 WOBA allowed this year, so why not take a stab at Villar here on DraftKings?
Don't disagree at all. And I mean, Obviously, you're not going to stack the Brewers, but I feel relatively similar about RC at 27. But Villar's obviously the better play of that group at 34. So I like that.
As far as the other guys, I'm staying away from this Brewers lineup. I mean, I'm not really looking to pay up for a Braun or use a Carter, Gannett, or anything like that.
What about Kirk Neuenweiss in the Swiss Alps?
No, I think he's taking a little Swiss vacation from my lineups.
Swiss Miss. He's making a little hot chocolate.
Yeah. Hot chocolate, yeah. There's nothing better than those crunchy marshmallows, that's for sure.
Oh, once you get marshmallows in your hot chocolate, you can't go back. You got to have it. Yeah.
Talking about now I want some hot chocolate right now, even though it's a cool high 80.
Not the time for hot chocolate.
No, it's not. So, I mean, maybe I can work in an iced hot chocolate somewhere. I don't know. I could be onto something there. Like a frozen hot chocolate.
Yeah. Okay. Now you're onto something.
I know. I figure I'm gonna call up my boy John Kruk and see if we can get a deal going here. A's and Rangers next year. Andrew Triggs versus Lucas Harrell. Texas are an expensive bunch. Due to the Chu injury, you're obviously going to have Profar leading off. Second base is a good place here to get some value, and especially because I want to pay up for my boy Trey Turner. I can use him in the outfield. It makes it okay.
Yeah,
paying down a little bit at second base there.
Whatever you got to tell yourself, buddy. No,
don't you knock Trey Turner.
No, I love Trey Turner. I kind of got on the bandwagon after you, but yeah, definitely a solid play today. But as far as this Rangers lineup, I mean, I love these prices other than Odor. So I'm definitely going at Triggs tonight with this group once again. Beltran, Desmond, Profar. Lucroy's a little expensive for me, but I can definitely understand the logic behind using him as well. So I'm firing away with this whole lineup 1 through 8 here.
Yeah, I'm definitely in agreement. I'm projected for over 4.5 or 5.5 runs in that ballpark against Triggs, who really hasn't shown any ability to lighten the damage really on both sides. So I'm with you. I mean, I'm firing away really 1 through 6 there. I certainly feel comfortable with.
Mm-hmm.
As far as the A's go, it's pretty similar thinking for me here again, even though Chris Davis and Vogt are priced up just a little bit more. I don't mind them against Lucas Harrell, who's just kind of your right-handed journeyman throughout the MLB, hasn't really been a strong guy against both sides of the plate.
Yeah, I agree. I think you can chip away with a Semien or a Vott and feel pretty comfortable. Overall, though, probably not getting too much exposure to this A's team.
No, I don't think so either. Cardinals and Astros next year. I like the prices of a couple of these guys a little bit better. Obviously, Springer, 4,200, certainly intriguing. In Piscotty on the other side, I mean, obviously looking at what they've done of late, I'm okay with it.
I'm much more willing to go Astros here. Springer, Correa, Gaddis, I could see myself doing something like that. In a lineup and seeing how the rest of the roster construction works out. So I kind of like that.
Yeah, I think the price is just really a lot easier to kind of accommodate. And Correa's been very solid of late. I mean, he's definitely coming around. And even though his overall numbers against lefties this year, at 4K, he'll be worth a look to me in GPPs.
And it's like at shortstop and catcher, it's not like they're premium positions. So you can still fit a lot of the guys you want to in. And the reasonable prices. So it's definitely a contrarian tournament move, but I think it's an interesting way to look.
Yeah, it definitely is. And on the other side, I mean, outside of Piscotty, who we touched on, I mean, I don't know. I like Keuchel. The Cardinals really aren't that solid against lefties. Keuchel doesn't really allow a ton of home run potential, so yeah. It's not a fun one.
Piscotty's price is okay. He's okay. He is good, but the play itself, it's all right. Yeah. Nothing too exciting there.
Yeah. Nationals Rockies here next. You obviously got a reverse splits pitcher in Chad Bettis. You got Gio Gonzalez on the hill. The one guy, even though it's lefty-lefty, David Dahl at 3,200, I will take a look at him in the outfield because of the price tag. He's actually shown an okay ability to hit lefties so far in the bigs, and obviously it wasn't bad down in the minors. I'm okay with him.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of DraftKings points, he's got 9 or more in 6 of his last 7. So, I mean, he's been hitting value pretty much every night. Certainly in a good spot to hit value tonight. As you mentioned, it's the lefty on lefty, but 3,200, he's looking like 2K less than the rest of the premium hitters in that lineup. So that's a pretty good deal. And your boy Trey Turner, 5,400. Quite the pay up there, but certainly appearing to be worth it against a weak arm in Chad Bettis.
Yeah, I mean, you look at Turner, he's hammered righties. Bettis gets hammered by righties. The power upside, the stolen base upside, I mean, for me, it's looking at this game in general. I mean, obviously you do like Murphy, you do like Harper from the left side, but Turner's a guy who's just been so consistent of late, and it really is hard to get away from him as just the pay-up option.
Yep, it really is.
So, Wilson Ramos, another one if you're looking to obviously make a move. I'm still okay with Ramos there too.
That's fair. I know it's reverse splits, but if you truly want to pay down and punt, maybe throw a Braden Shipley in there. You could definitely fit quite a few of this Nationals team and feel pretty comfortable about it.
Yeah, because I mean, we talked on the pitcher pod about some dive down options where we kind of only were diving down because of stacking on some Nationals bats.
Right.
So, next game here, we got the Mets and Diamondbacks. Braden Shipley versus Noah Syndergaard. I can't really get behind some of these Diamondbacks guys, even though they are a little bit cheaper, like Goldschmidt and Lamp. But I'm not a fan of picking on Syndergaard. I did mention that there is some stolen base upside for these guys, though, just because Syndergaard isn't good at holding on base runners. So I understand that they're a little bit attractive in GPP sense, but I don't feel myself doing it on a 15-gamer.
No, and there's plenty of options at those positions. So, I mean, I just don't see the need. It's not like they're going to – I don't see them blowing out Syndergaard, even if they do get to him a little bit. So it's not something on a 15-gamer. That's really all that appealing. And for this Mets team, I mean, I think you really have to watch closely for what goes on with Neil Walker, if he's in that lineup or not. If not, I think you definitely Shipley turns into a nice tournament play. Yeah,
I think so. I'm looking at this lineup. I'm not liking any of it. I'm not liking the Jay Bruce price at $5K. Jose Reyes priced up a little bit more. Granderson priced up a little bit more. I'm just kind of staying away here.
Yeah.
Mariners and Angels next here. Ariel Miranda, Julius Chassin. For me, Mike Trout at 4,400.
Hey-o!
What the hell happened?
I don't know, but we should all be happy. I don't care if he's chalky. That's like fun. We finally get to play him at a comfortable price. Yeah, he's going to be 75% in tournaments, but who cares?
What the hell happened?
I think that's supposed to be 54, right?
I would assume so. Someone's missing a zero somewhere in the formula calculations on DK because I'm a little bit baffled, but whatever. Yeah, he's going to be chalky. He's going to be a guy you just plug in and go right about.
And yeah, I feel like the park factors are bad, but I mean, normally he's 5K at home at least. So I don't know, whatever. I don't care. I'm going to be playing him in cash games though.
Yeah, definitely will be. And as far as the other guys, I mean, Jet Bandy still a reasonable punt option there against the lefty at 2,600. And we talked about this. I mean, there is some dive down options, but I feel like we've already kind of talked about because guys like Kinsler are priced down so low. It's like I don't need to really dive down there.
No, this is not. For DK, I don't see this being a slate where you want to play, Jet Bandy. But
sorry, you know what? I'm playing Jet Bandy.
I should have said Gregorio Pettit, but I wanted to stick it to you. Stick it to you.
Just wait until Jet Bandy homers and doubles tonight.
Oh, it's inevitable at this point. That's been my call-outs haven't been on fire since Matt Cain.
That was like 4 months ago.
I haven't done as many call-outs, but the ones I have, oof.
Yeah.
It hurts. Hurts, don't it?
I think the Kepler thing really shook you off your groove. That's really what happened.
Yeah. Anyway, on to the Mariners. Cano Seager. I'm okay with those prices, even though they are expensive. I'm not going to be diving into the 4K Aoki Smith group.
No, because I mean, get this: Mike Trout's only 200 more than Nori Aoki.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's
I disagree a little bit. I don't like the Cano and Seager Cruz price tags. Just in comparison to the guys around him. I mean, obviously, I don't mind the matchup at all. I think it's a very solid matchup. In Safeco, I may look at it a little bit differently. It just doesn't seem optimal for me to go about them. But I know you have a love for Seattle.
as someone who is a left-handed person, I appreciate I can appreciate a solid left-handed bat. So it's okay that you can't. But we're just gonna keep moving on, and we're gonna pay up for Cano tonight.
It's just the pricing. It's definitely not the matchup.
No, I know. I'm just kidding.
Pirates and Giants here next. Jameson Taillon versus Jeff Samardzija. The Giants' prices are a little bit easier to stomach if you're looking to go that route. I don't mind a Hunter Pence at 3,100 or a Brandon Crawford, Brandon Bell. Those are reasonable price tags for kind of those bigger bats there.
Okay, yeah, I was really focusing in on Belt and Pence, but I mean, I think that's a really nice combination to sort of go at. Especially, I mean, if Posey's not in the lineup, if Pence is batting fifth at 31, sure. Don't be afraid by Tallion's price. I think he's pretty overpriced tonight, especially based on FanDuel and kind of all the other factors. So give me Belt and Pence at those prices, sure.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I mean, obviously, Taillon is a quality right-hander, and he's going to be for a long time. But just given the fact that there is some value there, it's something to look at.
Right.
As far as the Pirates go, it's kind of the same thing for me. I mean, Polanco coming off a big night. I'm certainly okay with using him again, just given Samardzija struggles with lefties. And that's definitely a reasonable price. I mean, Polanco was up in the 5K range for the longest time, and it was just like, nope. But finally here, I'm okay with using him.
Yeah, I agree.
So that's going to wrap things up with DraftKings Daily Trot here. Be sure to check out dailyfantasycafe.com for all great tools and content.